You may remember that I made a video about PumpkinMC here on the channel, a Minecraft server software fully written from scratch in the program language Rust. Now this is quite an interesting project because Minecraft is in fact not written in Rust. Minecraft is a game written in Java, and the official Minecraft server is also in Java. Servers like Paper and Fabric, they essentially grab the vanilla Minecraft server and then they start adding patches and APIs on top of that. PumpkinMC is different though, as it is fully created from scratch in Rust. You may wonder, why would one want to do this? Well, because Rust is a very efficient program language. It can host a lot more players than just a vanilla server, and it takes up very little resources in terms of RAM and CPU power. But ever since I started covering PumpkinMC, you guys have been asking me to also check out SteelMC, which is also a Minecraft server software fully written from scratch in Rust. Yes, there are more, and it is trying to achieve this same dream of a highly optimized Minecraft server that takes little resources and can host a bunch of players. PumpkinMC has improved a lot last time we checked it out. Can SteelMC potentially live up to that? Let's go and check it out. Before we do that though, do make sure to double check if you're a sub to the channel. The vast majority of my daily viewers are not a subscriber yet. You may think you are, you may not actually be in reality, so if you could just double check, I would appreciate it so much. Now the first thing that's very important to note is that SteelMC, just like PumpkinMC, is still in full-on development. Right here it says still cooking, and down here it says in development and not ready yet. It may surprise us how far they're along already, so we're simply gonna go ahead and click on download here at the top. You'll see here we got a download for Linux, macOS and Windows. SteelMC is not written in Java. It is not a simple jar you can run. It will be an exe file on Windows. And for Linux and macOS, it's gonna be a relevant executable for those platforms. And then you simply want to drag the downloaded exe file inside of a folder somewhere on your PC. So I've created the subscribe folder here on my desktop, and there it is. So now, all we want to do is double click this exe file. It may ask you for access, and Windows may give you a warning. You can simply click on yes. The reason it's doing that is just because the publisher is unknown. But as long as you download it from the official website, you're good to go. And yeah, there it is. The server is booted. This took not a long time. That is half a second to boot this entire server. Crazy quick. So now back in game, we're gonna click on multiplayer. We're gonna add a server, and the address is simply gonna be a local host, and there it is. Our SteelMC server is ready to join. So let's have a look at what this server is actually about. Okay, we are so in. Now the first thing I notice right away is that my hand looks kinda off. And yeah, that looks a bit cursed. The outer layer of my skin is in fact not showing up, just like my cape. It is not there. This is an issue we also had on the PumpkinMC server the first time we checked it out. Do keep in mind that with these servers that are fully written in Rust, every piece of vanilla behavior has to be coded in manually. It is not like PaperMC where they use the base server and then build on top of that. No, they need to build everything. So all the normal vanilla behavior is not here by default, which includes the second layer of my skin and my cape. It seems like I'm also not able to switch my game mode. But that can potentially be solved by just typing OP Kasesura in the console. And yeah, okay, that seems to have worked. Oh yes, it has. Kasesura is a server operator. That means that this should now work totally fine. Yep, there we go. So let's have a little look around the world, and so far, it looks really alright. The world generation seems on point, everything does load in rather quickly. Actually, let's go to spectator. That will make us move a lot faster. But yeah, so far the world generation seems very vanilla, which is quite a difficult thing to pull off. Even PumpkinMC has not mastered world generation fully yet. It is complicated to make it look like a vanilla world. But I have to say, it seems like they did a rather good job. Now I wonder, is every single biome just available? Let's try the /locate command, and oh, would you look at that? We are not able to locate a biome. We're only able to locate a structure so far. But okay, this can get us pretty far. Let's say we locate an ocean ruin. Then it should at least bring us to an ocean, right? Oh yes, it does. Okay, cool. that works just fine. Okay, and now we're in a jungle, and this structure also seems to have generated just fine. So all the biomes seem to be here. It's just the locate command that doesn't fully work yet. Now, something else which I'm noticing is that I have so far not seen a single entity inside of this entire world. And that's kind of fair. When we go to the SteelMC GitHub page, over here they say that the world generation is the most complete part of SteelMC, with their world gen being very accurate. All tested chunks match block for block, but entity spawning is not included because most entity behavior has not been implemented yet. So that explains why we cannot find any entities here in the world. It is becoming night though, so the day-night system works totally fine. But if entities are not spawning naturally, can we at least spawn them manually? It does not seem like it, no. Cows are not spawning, pigs are not spawning, sheep are not spawning either, camels are not here, donkeys are not here either. Let's check some hostile mobs next. Here we got a zombie, no, skeleton, no, creeper, no, witch, no, zombie villager, no, and an iron golem is not spawning either. But can we place a minecart? No, we cannot. But can we place a boat? No, we cannot. Not a boat either. No boat for us. But can we make a TNT explode? No, we cannot either. Okay. So entities are essentially out of the question. They don't seem to work. No explosions for me today. The things that are available as I make this video is basically everything summed up in this small list. Clients can join a persistent multiplayer world, meaning that the world will save depending on what you do in it. They can move in the world and they can interact with the world. They can use inventories and commands. Return later to saved chunks, meaning that essentially what works is the networking, the chunk generation, and also the saving, the lighting, and the loading of the chunks. Then player movement, with even collision being there. Those hitboxes totally work and inventories work too. And the chat and the server config is something that works as well. Now down here they say that only a small number of entities have meaningful behavior so far, and one of those entities seems to be the cow. For whatever reason, we were not able to spawn them in though. Right, so let's see if we can do summon cow and then just my current location. Nope. What if we just do cow, just normal cow? Nope. So while the behavior is there, it doesn't seem like there's a way to actually get the cow into the game right now. But they did say that the most finished up and polished part of SteelMC was the world generation. So let's see if there is a way for us to get to the end and nether, and let's see what that looks like. There we go, we made a portal. We can turn on the portal, and it also looks like we can go in the portal. Okay, this looks promising. There we go. Oh, this is a lot better than PumpkinMC. So don't get me wrong, PumpkinMC had entities. SteelMC doesn't really seem to have entities at all, and the few entities that are in the game, they don't seem to want to spawn. But the world generation here in SteelMC seems to be a lot further along. Like, the PumpkinMC nether was deserted. There was not a single tree to be found. But look at that. There are trees here everywhere. All the biomes work, the fog works, and the trees generate as well. This seems like a fully functioning nether with all of its vanilla world generation. That looks incredible. Now I'm really curious to see the end. Ooh, it opens up. There we go. Okay, well, let's have a look. Oh, yes, sir. There is the end. This looks totally vanilla. Can we blow these up? Does the blowing up work? The blowing up does in fact not. Oh no, I did something to it. I'm so sorry. This thing just does not have a hitbox whatsoever. Well, that's great. Now we gotta go fly outwards. Let's see if we can find some end islands. Oh, we can. Hello. Yeah, this is the end generation, all right. This is the actual end world generation. Absolutely. Guys, I have an amazing idea. What if we just combine PumpkinMC and SteelMC? SteelMC has the world generation figured out. Like, it is close to, if not on vanilla level. PumpkinMC is further along when it comes to entities though, with them actually naturally spawning in, and even though they can't move yet, like their AI doesn't really work, they do already drop their respective items. What if we just combine these two projects? That would be so dope. Also, hello there. How are you doing on this beautiful day? Can I get in? Does this portal work? Let's check. Oh yeah, it does. Well, we're back at spawn, but that doesn't matter. Okay, I'm kind of intrigued. And the chat works just fine as well. Hello there. Yep, that totally works. Now, something which doesn't work yet is any plugin support. Right now, there's no support for plugins whatsoever. PumpkinMC does already have a Pumpkin API where you can make plugins for. Of course, they have to be PumpkinMC plugins, not just regular paper ones. But they do have a plugin system. SteelMC doesn't have that right now. They also don't have any extensions for Fabric or Paper. But seeing the wording on their website, it definitely seems like that's something they will be releasing at some point. Now, I showed it before, but I really love the implementation tracker, where you can see exactly what has been implemented already into the game. So you can see that in terms of blocks, essentially everything is just here. There are some blocks that are partly added, and then down here we have a few that are not added whatsoever. For example, air blocks. Those don't exist. Chest block? Is chest block not here? What does that even mean? Does that mean I'm unable to place down a chest? Oh, I can't open a chest. Got it. That's something I do want to test now. Can we already craft something? Does crafting work? Let's have a look at that. Simply gonna mine this tree and okay, it drops a log. That's good. That's a start. Gonna put the logs in my inventory. There we go. That works just fine. Can I now open the crafting table? I can. And can I make a tool? I can. Okay. Yep, that totally works. Now, of course, these early game items, they're all gonna work. They're items that people regularly make, so they're obviously already gonna be implemented. This may not go for every single item in the game, but some of them work, and that's pretty cool. I gotta say, in terms of world generation, I am quite impressed. It actually feels like I'm in a vanilla Minecraft server. The world gen in all 3 dimensions is just on point. But when it comes to other things like entities, definitely a lot of work still has to be done. And not every single block has been implemented either. With that said though, it's interesting to see how these 2 projects, PumpkinMC and SteelMC, evolve differently. They're both kinda doing the same thing by writing a Minecraft server software from scratch in Rust, but they're choosing a different path, and one is now heavily working on entities, while the other one has world generation figured out. I'll say it again, it would be so cool if these projects would just merge. I know that from a technical and project perspective, this would likely never happen, but they both seem to have figured out different parts of the Rust server creation process. All I can say is, I can't wait to see where these projects will end up. With that said though, that's gonna be it for today. Do make sure to sub to the channel, join my Discord. Thank you so much, channel members. And then I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye, see you later, bye bye, have a good one.